I remember being in my gym, like 4 rusted 45s that I bought from some warehouse. I'm like shrink wrapping them together. I just thought, what if I just made my own plates? There was a moment where I have this Excel document. I'm sitting in my backyard on this like crummy table. And I remember like sending it to like a couple people I trust, be like, am I crazy? And they're like, yeah, you're crazy. And I was like, I only need like 120 grand. Like I just refinanced my house and like it's COVID. Like my gyms are going to be ruined. Like I should just do this, right? They're like, you should definitely not do that.
I'd like to just pivot real quick and talk about, getting into manufacturing. Can you tell us the story about what prompted you? Because running a facility in and of itself, as you said, is difficult. But now getting into the manufacturing industry, which is people have no idea how hard it is to actually produce, to make things, and then sell them. And so I think it's just a really cool story about how you started your own kind of barbell and weights company. So would you share that with us?
Yeah. So like the short version would be, I had the gym. I actually had 2 gyms there in California, had maybe 140 members between the 2. And the weight training program is built around a barbell, plates, squats, presses, bench presses, and deadlifts. And it's like, hey, you don't need a bunch of stuff. Like this is what you want to do. 2020 happened. Gyms were required to shut down. I shut down for about 50 days. And during that time, the second that they said you had to shut down, I unbolted every power rack. So I had 2 gyms, each had 8 racks. I had, 22 barbells, however many pounds of plates. And I felt like I was in the Marine Corps. Like I had just gotten out. I'd been out for 3 months, but I plotted where everyone lived, all my members, and I picked locations on the map. I'm like, okay, this guy lives near David Rutherford. I know he has a 2-car garage. I can build a gym in there. Dave can go to his gym. Bob can go to his gym. Jim can go to that gym. And this little garage gym will service 9 members, and I can keep them paying their membership if they go to that. Okay, boom. Got it. You go put this out. My employees were like, what is happening? You want me to bolt things to the ground? I don't know anything about anything. And so I remember feeling like I was advanced party. I'd go, I'd drop all the equipment off. I'd pre-drill holes. I'd be like, now put this in, put this, blah, blah, blah. And so we start setting this stuff up, and it was great. It was working really well. 2020, as weird as it was, there was a common sense of people wanting to help out. And it's all my members were really fired up. They knew I'd just left active duty. So they're all paying. And we got all these micro gyms set up. We set up 45 gyms or something.
Wow.
And then out of my stuff, I'm like, I got nothing left. So I started calling warehouses, and I found this warehouse somewhere, and they're like, we have 9,000 pounds of iron. We'll give it all to you for 60 cents a pound. I was like, what is it? They're like, kettlebells, plates, they rattle off a bunch of stuff. I'm like, I'll take all of it. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, I want all of it. They're like, well, you haven't even looked at it yet. I'm like, I don't care. I want all of it. So I get it. And then I'm dropping that stuff all over, and then I'm out of weights again. And then, so I started making rental packages. I'm going to get to the manufacturer. Started making rental packages. It was a wooden bench that we made. It was a Home Depot squat rack. So it's 2 Homer buckets with concrete and a 4x4 in it. And it's a barbell that I bought Chinese made, from some wholesaler. And it's 200 pounds of weights. And I'm getting some new software where you sign a liability waiver, and then you're going to rent this gym equipment for $200 a month. And at checkout, you can pay another $200 for us to drop it off at your house. And I'm starting this rental stuff. And it's for Southern California. Some news channel does a thing on me. LA Times does an article Marine business shut down, whatever. I'm man, I'm really making it. And I remember being there one night, and someone in the chat box on the website be like, do you ship to New York? And I just remember looking at it and be like, no, I'm in Costa Mesa, California. Do you understand how much a barbell weighs? And they're like, we'll pay anything. Will you ship to New York? And I remember it's midnight. I'm in my house. I haven't slept in days. I'm like, what item are you looking at? They're like, 45s, any number of 45s. Will you ship to New York? And I was like, what's your address? So the guy sends me his address. I'm on UPS.com. No corporate account at the time, know nothing about shipping. Yep. And I'm like, yeah, it's $700 to send you 4 45s. He's like, how can I pay you? I'm like, all all right, cool. So I got like make a PayPal link, like send it to some guy in New York, and he like checks out. I remember being in my gym, like 4 rusted 45s that I bought from some warehouse. I'm like shrink wrapping them together because my dumb self thinks that if one 180 pound package will be cheaper than 4 45 pound packages, right? Not true. Shrink wrapping it together, cutting, there's like asses and elbows everywhere, duct tape, and like this package, like I'm super not proud of. I'm getting dropped off at UPS. I just thought, oh, like, what if I just made my own plates? Yes. And I say that now, and I say it flippantly, and I say it funny, but that is like how it went. And so I just like Google search, like United States foundries, like a list pops up. It's like this foundry. That's like form filled. Hi, I am a Marine captain. I just left active duty. My gym was closed down. I have a great plate design. No one makes plates in the USA. Will you help me? Nothing. New foundry. Hi, my name is Grant Broggi. You're trying to stuff. And Wapaka Foundry, where we've been with since 2020, largest foundry in America. Like Kevin Rowe, great friend of mine now. Like, would have never thought like I'd be like, yep, that guy like changed the trajectory of my life. Like, hey Grant, can you send over your like AutoCAD design? And I'm like, AutoCAD? Like, I know exactly how a plate should be made because I'm a lifter and no one makes these in America. Like, I don't know AutoCAD. So what do? Call a Marine. Hey, you're like an engineer, right? Yeah. Do you have AutoCAD? Yeah, I have like the student one. It's going to have a watermark on it. Here, let me tell you everything about a plate. We make the design, send the design off. They come back. And it's like, I remember I'll fast forward. I'm like, there was a moment where I have this Excel document. I'm sitting in my backyard on this like crummy table. I'm on my laptop and I've done like how much all the tooling for all the different sizes will cost. I have all the designs up. My laptop's like plugged into a TV and I have like how much money I need to go in. And I'm like, okay, like in 3 months, I'll break even. And I'm like, and then like the next 3 months, I'll make money. And I remember like sending it to like a couple people I trust, be like, am I crazy? And they're like, yeah, you're crazy. And I was like, yo, I only need like 120 grand. Like I just refinanced my house and like it's COVID. Like my gyms are going to be ruined. Like I should just do this, right? They're like, you should definitely not do that. You should see if the Marine Corps take you back active duty. And I kept like punching the numbers, like do it again. I'm like, well, let's say there's like 10% of unknown costs I don't know. And I'm like, yeah, I still feel like I should do it. I should do it. And I don't know. I just like pulled the trigger and got into it. And that has been like a wild 5 years. It's been great.
Dude, those are the COVID stories I love more than anything. I mean, those, and there were so many of them that emerged out of the fitness industry that people were like, no, you're not going to tell me I'm shutting down because health is actually what's going to get people through this thing. This is bullshit. This is ridiculous. But for you to actually go start cold calling foundries, that is my favorite part of the whole thing, man. Like that's like 1970s shit right there. Like, oh, I'm going to figure it out.
And it would have never worked had that not been going on. So like what I now know about Wapaka Foundry, being with them, number one, like auto, agriculture, foundry for the US. We're talking John Deere, Dodge, Chevy, GM, like that is their stuff. Like, what do we know about that time frame? All that stuff tanked because everyone stopped doing everything. And it's like, they're also scrambling, right? I don't think they're probably on a podcast saying like, and then Grant Broggi called and our lives have changed forever. But they're also scrambling and they're looking for people that use conversion iron and like, it was a great fit. And, but it was really shocking. And I think where that took my business, like we still have like online coaching services, still have the gyms. We still do that. But what that taught me as a business owner was about real scale. And there's like culture. And I think this is like, I think I've reflected on so many things this year, being deployed, being away from my wife, my daughter, but it's like the Marine Corps. Like the Marine Corps culture, like it does not change. And part of it's because it's the smallest organization and like a lot of crazy stuff happens, but it's like the Marine Corps culture, it is what it is. And like you talk about like my gyms, and it's like when you're in the gym and you're yelling and you're screaming and you're with people, like you create this culture. But like, that's really hard to like make big. It's really hard to say, now I'm going to have 50 of these gyms across the country because like everyone has to think like you do, operate like you do. And what I've really enjoyed about the plate business and the barbells and the equipment that we make is hey, I don't care if you're in the style of strength training I'm doing. Maybe you're into powerlifting. Maybe you're into CrossFit. Maybe you're into whatever. But like, here's what my company is. We make USA products, no matter what, here in America, and they're better than anything that you can import, and you're going to pay more. And like, we create jobs for other American citizens. And like, if you don't want that, like, can you find cheaper plates from China? Sure. Yes, 100%. Go get them. But like, if you want to like support people that wake up in Wapaka, Wisconsin, walk into a foundry with fire, burning and iron melting, and a truck driver that then takes it to a machine shop in Appleton, Wisconsin, and machines it down with a guy that's taking a file on every single plate. And then it goes to like a guy in, Slinger, Wisconsin, that's going to E-coat it black and then come to my warehouse where my brother-in-law is going to receive the truck. And like if you like that style of business, like that's what we provide, and it's better and we care about it. That has been like what my focus has been on. Still have the gyms, love every customer that I have, but it's been like, hey, I think there's a part in this market where it's like, David Rutherford wants a home gym. He's like, yep, I want to like walk out of the gym when I don't want to do something hard. Look at my plates. Be like, there's a Marine that made these plates in America, and like, I support that. And so that's kind of what we've been after.
Well, I mean, I'm all fired up right now. Like, I'm going to like hang up on this and I'm going to go start buying some dumbbells and plates, dude, for sure. I think what you're talking about is the essence of what America represents, right? And, I mean, just your story alone, like guy grows up, got a pastor's son, 4 other brothers or brothers and sisters?
2 brothers, 1 sister. Yep. All right, 5 total.
5 kids, growing up on a pastor's life, going to the Citadel, going to Marine Corps, going to combat, running young men, teaching them how to strengthen, get hit with a pandemic, comes up with a business idea, blows it up. Now you're making American steel, right? American iron, man. And you're selling it with that tone. Like, I mean, that's the story that I think is coming back in America.